if you are paying an additional 1.2 cents and you calculate that, the endless probability of contribution to ownership as opposed to continuous payment becomes financially obvious. APUA had proposed, as I said, that we do one price. The providing company has refused to participate in the one-point price arrangement, but prefer to work at two prices. As far as we are concerned, the savings would result in our capacity to support the new 30 megawatt plant, which we have named the Woodadley Power Plant. We are satisfied that Beijing Engineering Company delivered as per contract, both in terms of quality and quantity of work. We are satisfied that they delivered in a timely manner, and I say in a timely manner because in the construction phase we had some weather conditions where work had to stop, etc. So, and a couple of additional months were added. But as far as we are concerned, the construction was done in a most timely manner, that the quality of the product that has been delivered by Beijing Construction Company is bar none, second to none, that APUA has got and is continuing to receive quality value for its quality money. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carvis Joseph of APUA. The Beijing Construction Engineering Group, BCEG, was charged with the delivery of a new power plant at Crabs to APUA, and by extension the people of Antigua and Barbuda. With us this morning is the Assistant General Manager of BCEG International, Mr. Chow Mai. I invite him now to give brief remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for coming. I, on behalf of BCEG, would like to clarify some points about Antigua new 30 megawatt power plant. First of all, I want to introduce BCEG shortly. Beijing Construction Engineering Group Company Limited is a large state-owned enterprise group which was founded in 1952. The main business of BCEG includes engineering construction, industrial construction, real estate development, subsidiary business in architectural design and research, equipment installation, decoration, municipal road and bridges, environmental protection and energy saving, logistics and distribution. In the entire above-mentioned business fields, BCEG is certified with a top grade in China. BCEG also owns the certificate issued by Chinese government with a Class A Professional International Project and a foreign trade contractor. BCEG has 70 subsidiary enterprises with approximately 18,000 employees, of whom 13,000 are professional technicians. BCEG had been selected to be one of the ENR Global largest 225 international contractors for 19 consecutive years as from 1993. Up to now, BCEG is running business not only in China, but around the world. In 2011, the annual total amount of the contracts exceed 50 billion RMB, equivalent to $8.1 billion, and the total comprehensive income is 48 billion RMB, equivalent to $7.7 billion. BCEG's comprehensive capacity and reputation has been improved significantly. As required by the government of Antigua and Barbuda, the government of the People's Republic of China agreed to provide concession loan for a new power plant to solve the increasing electricity shortage in 2006. The Chinese government recommended Beijing Construction Engineering Group to Antigua and Barbuda to do the early feasibility study. BCEG had completed tremendous preparation works under the supervision and consultation with APUA on technical scheme, after which both sides agreed to sign the MOU on 11th November 2006. On 11th March 2008, BCEG and APUA signed the contract formally. Antigua new power plant construction started on August 22nd, 2008, and commenced on the June 2nd, 2009 officially. The project was completed and handed over to Antigua and Barbuda government on the 1st September 2011. As the EPC contractor, BCEG provided a series of services, including the project proposal, feasibility study, design and design, equipment procurement, plant construction, installation, operation training, and test commissioning. During the construction period, BCEG reviewed the rich experience in overseas international contracting and project management to jointly implement it with a top professional design institution, professional equipment manufacturer, and professional electricity installation team. It needs the professional emphasis on the coordination plan, meticulous work, and the technical scheme to complete the overall process of implementation. During the project, BCEG has fully integrated in design, procurement, and construction. In accordance with the requirement of APUA, the key equipment engine of the new power plant is the most advanced heavy fuel engine, named 12V MAN 3240, which is also the latest generation in the world at that time. In addition, all of the other auxiliary units and accessory equipment installed are of the high quality and technological advance. BCEG had kept good cooperation with APUA during the practice of this project, covering the period of drawing up the technical scheme, the purchase of the main equipment, the construction of the buildings, and the test commissioning. The experienced technician and management of BCEG and APUA had been working together to manage the whole project so as to guarantee the quality of the project. The inspection of the materials, equipment, construction and installation, and the equipment adjustment were all under the supervision of the professional engineers of APUA. The project was completed with high quality in time and passed the 1 month testing commissioning. The project was handed over to on September 1st, 2011 officially, after which BCEG continued to buy 2-year contract to guarantee the efficient operation and help APUA technicians to master the necessary knowledge and skills of the operation. The new power plant has totally generated 62,593,976 kWh and TU, 2nd February 2012. It greatly reduced the tension on power supply, which contributes to the enhancement of the people's livelihood. Our company was informed with some reports spreading based on nothing but malicious guessing. I would like to take this opportunity to tell what is really going on to the public and expert media, to transfer it to the public objectively. I would clarify the following 4 points. Firstly, I want to talk about the so-called second-hand equipments. The 12V MAN 3240 was the latest design engine from MAN company. XXD was authorized by MAN to take it to make it in 2009 strictly in accordance with the standard. In addition, the experts from APOA have already been into China twice to check the production and the factory test. All the equipment, including the generating sites and the auxiliaries, were brand new. When BCEG purchased them from the reputable supplier for power plant, the procurement procedure are strictly obeyed by the relevant contractual requirements and the specified standard. We have the entire documentary to prove my words. The second point is about the so-called East Timor Old for New event. First of all, I have to point out that the East Timor project is one of the independent business behaviors of one of the supplier of Antigua power plant project, which has a completely different business background and contractual item compared to Antigua and Barbuda power plant. That project has nothing to do with the power plant project in Antigua and Barbuda. It is absolutely ridiculous to put any intentional link between them. According to what we know, the XMEA has completely their responsibilities as a contract of the East Timor project required. It is a vicious slander and a grave calumny on XMEA to say they fooled the East Timor government. Such irresponsible reports and comments from some media and individuals are not acceptable. BCEG also feels deeply disappointed and angry on that. Thirdly, I want to talk about the cost of the Antigua new power plant project. The contract amount of Antigua and Barbuda power plant project is 300 million RMB, which was scheduled in accordance with the price in international market. This quotation has been confirmed by APO and the BCEG both in the initial stage of the project. As for some media mentioned, the XMEA entered into a contract of value 147 million RMB. I want to clarify that 140 million RMB contract signed between BCEG and XMEA is supplied only for is a supply only for 6 generating sites and some auxiliary equipment, which is only part of the overall project. In addition, the power plant project construction covers plant construction, site construction, oil storage facility, oil system, chemical water system, firefighting system, steam and exhausting air system, hoisting system, hydropower system, lighting protection system, control system, the entire power plant design, and all the equipment installation, operation training, shipping, insurance, etc. As a general contractor for this project, BCEG is responsible for design, whole equipment procurement, power plant construction, and post-commissioning. The entire process project service of the trial operation. Finally, regarding the casting error of one of the 6 engines, I want to tell the following. We are aware of one of the 6 engines has nameplate casting error. I hereby, on behalf of our company, apologize for the inadvertent omission which was wrongly engraved 12V MAN 3040. In fact, the above-mentioned 12V MAN 3040 is not existent. The engine model is a 12V MAN 3240. The engine fully complete with the drawing and all the technical indicators, specifications of MAN modes. The above issue is just a casting error which won't affect the usage and the function of this engine. Today, on behalf of the BCEG, I'm here to clarify the above-mentioned issue. In addition, I strongly demand you, the media, to give the public a real, objective report about the issues. To those irresponsible statements, comments, and reports, and any behavior which defame the reputation of BCEG, BCEG reserve all our legal rights. As the project manager of the Antigua new 30 megawatt power plant, I have been working in this beautiful island for 3 years to perform as a project manager during the whole construction procedure. In this period, we had kept very good cooperation with APOA and the government of Antigua and Barbuda. Of course, we suffered lots of difficulty and hardship in this period. However, with the help of the people of Antigua and Barbuda, APOA and the government of Antigua and Barbuda, we finally successfully completed the construction of the power plant and put the power plant into good running condition. We wish to express our appreciation to Ambassador David Shower for his great efforts in this period. Recently, we were informed that some media and individuals spread irresponsible statements and defamatory comments. All those behaviors seriously hurt my feeling and the BCEG's reputation. It's not understandable and totally unacceptable. BCEG is considering its further reaction to defend our own reputation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chamai of BCEG International. Just to remind members of the media that each member of the panel at the head table is open for your questions. I now call on Ms. Nashita Richards of New Media Unit to pose her question.
This question is directed to APOA's Chief Mechanical Engineer, Mr. Brian Nicholas. You visited China, you inspected the engines, and you participated in the testing of them. Are you confident that those same engines were delivered to APOA, and are they new?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. And as you quite rightly said, we did indeed, our technical team did indeed visit China, and we are confident that the engines that we tested and inspected are indeed new, and are the engines that are housed here in Antigua.
Ms. Anita Kentish of Observer Radio.
Actually asking on behalf of CMC and AP this question to the Prime Minister or anyone at the table who would care to deal with this particular question. And the question has to do with the photographs that were being circulated. I know you've made it very clear that the engines were new. How then can you account for those photographs for those of us who are not technically inclined, who may not be able to look at this thing with the naked eye and know exactly what the situation is? Can you provide some clarity as to whether or not those photographs are indeed photographs of the engines, or if there's some other explanation?
I will direct that question to Mr. Ellsworth Martin, who was present during the visit of the team from Carib Arena, along with the two members of the opposition, during which time those photographs were taken. Mr. Ellsworth Martin, I think you're in a better position to answer that question.
I don't know if I am, because I'm not a photographer and I wasn't accompanying the photographers. But during the tour of the plant, I was with the parliamentary representative from St. Mary's North, along with Honorable Robin Yearwood, and I was way ahead. Yes, the photographers were there and they were shooting, they were taking photographs. I'd say though that the photographs that I saw, and if you were to visit the plant today, you'd see it an extreme contradiction.
What can you, I believe that you should elaborate on this, what can you say would be the reasoning why those photographs were in such a position?
I'll defer the question to Brian because Brian is at plant every day.
Yeah, basically we're having some challenges. I mean, with the engines, which we have communicated to BCG, and they're presently addressing it. Now, it's relating to the whole question of fuel. That's what you're saying. Essentially, when you're operating bunker fuel, it's how should I say? It's a black, of course. It would give the appearance, certainly, if there's a fuel leak, be it from the pump, be it from the delivery system, which from time to time that would happen. But I can assure you that presently we do have those concerns. We have already communicated to BCG, who is in the process of, as it were, handling those concerns. But like the general manager did elaborate, it's a far cry from what you would have seen back when that tour was taken. And we have also stepped up or improved, I would say, our housekeeping efforts in that regard.
I told on Ms. Alyssa Simon from the Observer newspaper.
Good morning. My quick question was something that wasn't really spoken about today. Last month, the opposition spoke about the fact that the concessionary loan and the purchase details were not presented to Parliament. Do you have any comments on that? Is that something that is in the works or no?
Yeah, it is put out there that the loan agreement was not presented to Parliament, and that is a fact. It was not presented to Parliament, but I dare say that the operationalization of that loan agreement would not necessarily be affected by virtue of the fact that it did not go through Parliament. And to the extent that that has to happen, it will happen. But there was no deliberate attempt. The Ministry of Finance at the time went through the whole process. You heard what was said here in terms of the loan agreement. And somewhere along the line, it would normally be expected that these loan agreements would come before Parliament. What I want to say, however, nothing changes as far as the operationalization or the implementation of the loan agreement as it relates to the 30 megawatt power plant.
Sean Thomas from ABS Television.
Good morning. My question is for Mr. Francis, Electricity Manager at APUA. Now, sir, you've been part of the project. What are your impressions of the project, and is Antigua and Barbuda in fact getting value for money from this project?
Thank you very much. Yes, my role as Electricity Manager, I've had the privilege to oversee and participate in the project. And as the Chairman and others have said, that the APUA has benefited from this project. And the reasoning and background has been outlined already. And from my vantage point, yes, the APUA has benefited from it.
Mr. Noel Joseph from ZDK Radio.
Good morning. My question is to Mr. Nicholas. You mentioned that you're currently having some issues with the engines themselves. Is it true that there is currently a delegation from BCEG currently resealing the engines, meaning changing gaskets, etc.?
What type of gaskets? Sorry.
Well, I'm not very au fait with the technical terms, but resealing the engine meaning doing some form of manicure work to the engines to say let them work a lot better than they are now, to solve the problem.
To answer your question, it's an operating engine. Let's start by saying that BCG has a contract, as it were, to operate and maintain the plants, and these things that we're referring to are typical run-of-the-mill as we see it. So it is not an indicator or anything to suggest that the equipment is not functioning. It's just routine.
Could I have a supplemental question?
We will get back to you on that.
Sorry, excuse me, Mr. Morris. Can Mr. Zhao, as the manager of the power plant, has an explanation about the situation in the power plant? About the pictures, Mr. Zhao Mai.
关于刚才图片相关的这个问题，就是之前这个问题。首先，我认为这些图片不能够真实全面地反映电厂的实际情况。
Press the rest
Turn on the mic.
Is it working? Okay. First of all, I want to say that I don't think the pictures shown to the public fully demonstrate how the new power plant is running.
其次，安巴电厂为全新建造的发电厂，燃重油电厂在运行的前半年为整体磨合期，是问题出现的集中时期。前期出现的渗油情况属于正常情况，经近期的逐台处理，情况已经大有改善。正如这个新车前2000公里的这个磨合期一样。
I want to say that the Antigua power plant is a newly constructed one, and obviously they will experience some time of adjustment. There will be some teething challenges arising in this occasion, in this period. Like if you find some maybe some stains on the pipes or something, but these issues will be remedied as they arise. But this challenge is happening just like a new built vehicle, which needs to go back to the store after like 2,000 kilometers.
再有就是这个电厂所处的地理位置是属于这个快半岛，这种高盐腐的环境会造成个别的一些这个盐腐情况，这种情况的处理是需要实时的不断维护进行保护。
And also secondly, please pay attention to the location of the power plant. It's in the Krebs Peninsula. All the machines are in the air of high level of salt, so it needs the regular maintenance to maintain the machines running.
还有最后一点就是观感上有一些变化，主要是因为电厂的大部分设备都到达现场超过2年了。但是我们保证所有的设备在到场之时，包括辅机，包括其他的备件都是新的。
And also the last thing I want you to pay attention to is that the most of the machines' auxiliary parts have been in Antigua and Barbuda for more than 2 years, so they look a little bit different from what they were made from the factory. But I can guarantee you that when they came to Antigua and Barbuda, they were brand new. Everything was brand new.
以上是我们对这个刚才记者提出图片问题的一个补充说明。
So this is what we want to say about the talkings and about questions about the pictures. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chow.
May I just make a general comment here, because I think it's important on this matter. We're talking about a power plant with engines and oil and this and that, and you see some oil on the floor, and you see some parts of the thing where there's some element of erosion. That does not conclude that these engines are not new. What you want to see, it's a power plant. You're going to see oil, you're going to see, and it's black oil we're dealing with. You're going to see these things from time to time around here. You expect to see blood? It's a plant. It's a generating plant. I mean, I just find this amazing. It's not a hotel lobby. It's a generating plant. And you have to see oil, and you have to see some degree of erosion of things from time to time, over time. And as was pointed out, it's 2 years since these things came to Antigua, and the process of installation takes place. And so, I mean, I just wanted to zero in on that, you know, because, I mean, you're not dealing with a hotel lobby, or you know what you're looking for, blood or wine or something.